We have almost 50 years of Star Wars content, and over the past 5 decades, we've gotten some amazing Force abilities. Today I'm going over the top 10 Force abilities in the Star Wars universe. And if you love Star Wars, be sure to subscribe and join our little Jedi Order. We would love to have you. Now let's get on with the video. At number 10, we have Force Telekinesis, which is also known as Jedi Mind Tricks. This ability is pretty cool, but it only works on certain types of people. It's not going to work on everybody, but it will get you out of a pinch if you have some droids that you might need to hide. So be sure to keep this trick in mind, and let's go on to number 9, which is Force Sensing. This is an ability you can use if you find any disturbances in the Force near or around you, and if the disturbance is so big, you might be able to detect it from another planet. Some Jedi can use it better than others. It kind of just depends on how powerful the Jedi is, but it still is a relatively common Force ability, so that's why it's kind of low on this list. At number 8, we have Force Mind Probe. It was used to enter the thoughts of an opponent. For example, if you wanted to find the location of a legendary and all-powerful Force user, you might be able to use the Force Mind Probe on someone that might have information on where to find him. Typically, this is a Sith technique, so you won't find many Jedi users. The next up on the list, at number 7, is Force Echo. Force Echo is not the most powerful ability, but it's very rare and extremely useful. Typically, Force users were born with this technique, so you couldn't exactly teach it to just anyone. This technique lets you discover information about an object, like events that happened in the past involving that object. Some of its users include Ahsoka Tano and Cal Kestis. Ahsoka uses this ability to find the map to Peridia, and Cal Kestis uses it on countless missions in the Jedi games. Another really unique ability, at number 6, we have Force Healing. This is an interesting ability because it didn't come naturally to most Force users. Usually, this ability was reserved to the most empathic and compassionate Jedi. Jedi healers were Force users who didn't want to spend their days conducting aggressive negotiations. They wanted to use their powers for healing others and were naturally more compassionate to other living beings. Rey is able to use this ability to save Kylo Ren, and Grogu was able to use this ability to save Greef Karga. It's not the most powerful ability, but it can be the most useful after a combat. At number 5, we have another Sith technique, which is Force Lightning. This ability is extremely powerful, and lets a user emit a blast of lightning at their opponent. The most famous users include Emperor Palpatine and Count Dooku. We even got to see Rey use this ability, which was pretty awesome. This ability is at number 5 due to one counter ability, which at number 4 is Force Deflection. We've seen this ability used by Master Yoda against Count Dooku, where Yoda is able to absorb the Force Lightning. This ability lets the Force user redirect blaster bullets, Force Lightning, and even lightsabers. We see Rey use this ability in a pretty awesome sequence in The Rise of Skywalker. This ability comes in many forms, and it's pretty awesome and looks amazing in a duel. Another rare but awesome ability in the Star Wars universe, at number 3, we have the Force Ghost ability. This was the ability that lets a user form a ghost appearance in the physical world. After a Jedi would pass on from the physical world, that Jedi could live on and interact with living beings with a Force Ghost. The most famous users of this ability learned the technique from Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon taught Yoda, and Yoda was able to pass the knowledge to Obi-Wan and Anakin. This was a rare ability that luckily Qui-Gon was able to learn before his passing, and we get the iconic Force Ghost. At number 2, we have a pretty awesome ability that I like to call Force Shut Off. It's the ability that lets a user shut off an opponent's lightsaber by only using the Force. There's a good reason why we don't see this used too much, because if we did, lightsaber duels wouldn't be too interesting. But for the sake of the story, we just assume it's an extremely powerful ability, and there's not many people that can use it, and it doesn't work on every Force user. We've seen this ability with Ahsoka using it against the Inquisitors, and Yoda using it against Asajj Ventress. At number 10, we have probably the most coolest ability in the Star Wars universe. It was created by the apprentice of Darth Vader. Galen Marek was one of the most powerful Sith Force users to ever live. He was trained by Darth Vader himself to become the ultimate weapon. He began to get so good at mastering Force abilities that he developed his own signature ability called Sith Seeker. This ability let him conjure a ball of lightning into his hands until the amount of energy got so large that it expelled outwards from his entire body. The explosion caused any enemies in his surrounding area to disintegrate on impact. This ability is technically not canon, but it's way too awesome to not be at number 1. Comment down below which ability is your favorite, and if I missed any abilities that deserve a spot, be sure to let me know. Also, if you want to know more information about the Sith, check out my most recent video and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time!